Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. This is your Z107.7 Local News for Saturday, March 14th, 2026. Get this, everybody. Technically, it's still winter. That's right. Spring isn't official until next weekend, but with temps hitting the 80s today and forecasts for the 90s throughout the week, warmer temperatures are probably here to stay after an extraordinarily warm winter in the high des. Currently, the state's snowpack levels sit at 48% of normal levels. Slightly better news here in Southern California, where snowpack is at about 71%. No one can predict the weather, however, and late snow in the hills for Southern California isn't out of the ordinary, as the rest of the West Coast is warming up a little bit slower than around here. All that being said, I'm pretty stoked on the weather. A friend told me that I have a larger heat tolerance than others, and I think she might be right. On a walk yesterday, I was surprised at how many air conditioners I already heard running, and I haven't even given my swamp cooler a second thought. That still feels like a maintenance project that's a couple months off, yet here we are. It's one of those high desert seasonal chores that I actually enjoy doing. You can swap out the pads, clean out the scale, oil up the bearings. It's a simple machine and it doesn't require an app or struggling with broken internet search engines to figure out what to do next. That feels pretty rare these days. And though everybody on social media is seemingly salivating over super blooms, I'm happy with the desert dandelions and other flowers that are dotting our landscape right now. Get down low enough on the ground and you'll spot flowers in colors you've probably never even noticed before. So if you're out there cleaning and organizing with spring fever today and you decide to hire someone to help out with hauling yard debris or other junk, make sure it gets all the way to the lander's landfill by asking for receipts. Illegal dumping in the desert is a year-round problem, but it gets even worse in spring when unscrupulous people save a couple bucks and unload their trailers in washes and on dirt roads. Asking to see receipts for a trip to the landfill isn't rude. It should be part of the job, and it's an easy way to ensure your junk isn't sitting in the middle of a dirt road somewhere. And speaking of roads, if you're out in Yucca Valley today, here's a reminder that the intersection of Yucca Mesa and Buena Vista Drive is closed due to the ongoing construction there. Town officials have asked drivers to plan ahead and use Old Woman Springs Road as an alternate route and follow detour signs during that closure period. The second Saturday Joshua Tree Art Walk is tonight, and participating art galleries will be featuring local and regional art, live music, and refreshments. La Matadora Gallery presents the Feral Garden Group show curated by local artist Wendy Lee Gadsuk, where she's picked 3 Southern California artists and 3 Tucson, Arizona-based artists to breathe new possibilities onto the gallery's walls. Hey There Projects debuts a new show called Stay a While, featuring desert-inspired paintings by Heather Sundquist and Michael Wayne Hall. And with a look at a few more shows happening in downtown Joshua Tree, here's reporter Gabriel Hurt.
Coyote Little Gallery presents Concussion 2, Analog Boogaloo, featuring San Diego artist Brady Milmont and local favorite Zara Khan. Both take a surrealist approach to their mind-altering paintings while differing in distinct styles. Milmont takes a more pop psychedelic route, combining animals and extreme elements that glisten with lush symbolism, while Khan's work is more dreamy, dark, and psychological.
Well, there's a piece called Frivolity of Youth, and I'd say that's actually a kind of more energetic one that I probably also complements the playfulness of Brady's work. It shows a figure of young kind of nightclubbing kids. They're obviously partied it up a little too much, and they found themselves like kind of hoisted up in this tree, and the world is in flames behind them, but they don't seem to be paying much notice to that. They're just more kind of consumed by their own dramas. It's kind of a funny piece.
The opening will have live music by John Meeks, who you are hearing right now, and specialty drinks by Cactus Flower, reception from 5 to 9 p.m. Beyond an accomplished painter, Zara Khan also writes for art magazine's High Fructose, Art Now LA, and Khan also wrote the essays in the new Glimpses of the Joshua Tree Dream, Volume 2, Women of the Mojave, a photography and essay book highlighting 16 women who have built creative lives in the high desert.
For this book, I had the pleasure of meeting with each woman individually and interviewing them quite in depth about their life and their experience living here in the desert, what brought them out here, and how they've kind of reinvented their lives since being out here. So it's a real assortment of different stories and different personalities.
The book's creator, Lisa Schick, who also wrote the foreword and afterword, will be hosting the book's release party on Saturday at Juniper Arts Gallery from 5 to 8 p.m. with book signing, gallery viewing, and live music by Micah Schilhaas. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Gabriel Hart.
And on the subject of the book Glimpses of the Joshua Tree Dream Volume 2, Jeff Harmat spoke with Shahasp Valentine about the chapter she's featured in and where you can actually snag a copy.
Glimpses of the Joshua Tree Dream, Volume 2, Women of the Mojave. It's all about the creative women who have moved to this area, and there are so many of us.
And the book features a profile of what you're up to in the desert?
Yeah, there's an interview of each woman written by Zara Khan.
These books have photography of you and the other women in their homes and their art studios, is that correct?
I think that's the most interesting thing about this book, is that you get a glimpse, a peek into people's private worlds. How some artists will be really cluttered and other people are super clean and meticulous. And it's so cool to learn about other people's processes.
There is an event celebrating this book happening on Saturday.
It is second Saturday in Joshua Tree. We're doing the art walk. We're going to have vendors in the back of Juniper Gallery. I am going to be minding the gift shop.
All right, so people can come say hello.
So everybody can stop by and say hi. It's the official book launch for Lisa's book. Lisa is the author. Her name's Lisa Schick. And it's going to be catered. There's going to be music. It's going to be a big party book launch.
Thanks, Jeff and Gabe. Boxo Projects is also hosting an open studio and artist talk today from 3 to 5 p.m. in Joshua Tree, and you can find more information on that at boxoprojects.com. The Fraternal Order of the Eagles in 29 Palms is holding a new community swap meet. It's running Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and you can find antiques, crafts, collectibles, tools, homemade goods, and all the other things you'd expect at a high desert swap meet. The Eagles say they're hoping to add even more vendors as the event grows. The swap meet starts at 10 a.m. today and tomorrow, and on Sunday they're going to be serving breakfast as well. The Fraternal Order of the Eagles is located at 67330 29 Palms Highway in 29 Palms. And next weekend in 29 Palms, the Rotary Carnival returns. It begins on Thursday, March 19th, and it's being held in Lucky Park. Pre-sale wristbands are $35, and you can get them at the Palladium Family Fun Center or the 29 Palms Parks and Recreation or the 29 Palms Visitor Center. And while you're out there saving dates, don't forget about the Wondrous Waste art exhibit that also opens next weekend at the High Desert Nature Museum in Yucca Valley. I love all the exhibits that come through that free museum, but the repurposed art that pops up in this annual exhibit is always whimsical and inventive and a lot of fun to check out. It's free to visit, but pick up some stickers or pins while you're there as well. You can learn more at highdesertnaturemuseum.org, and that's high spelled the right way with an H and an I. And that's going to be your local news for Saturday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 News team, I'm Robert Hayden.